40 years. Where it all came from, where it all started was a difficult life in many ways, but I also have had a very good life in many ways too. So it's a fair statement to say I've broken even. Anyway, the emotions and the experiences I had over the many good years I've had seem to come out in a form of writing, which I would do in the past, working odd hours, often in restaurants, and at that point in time, matchbooks were usual fare in a restaurant, in the ashtrays and so on and so forth, and then I would actually write bits and pieces of poems or things I experienced in a given day on a matchbook or a napkin. And that's when I started to save many of the things I wrote. But previous to that, I've written so many things which were literally written on matchbooks, napkins, pieces of scrap paper. I didn't save. I wish I would have. And at that point in time, I called what I wrote the Matchbook Project, because what they were transcribed on. I was able to salvage approximately 200 of those that I wrote and was able to type them out. Now they're permanent record with me. All in all, I would say, and it's really not an exaggeration at all, probably written 1,000 pieces, saved 200. I still write, but the themes are still on the human condition and experiences I had in life and how people affected me and how I affected them. Yeah, I have some very fond memories of sitting in restaurants or coffee shops, various parts of the country, 2, 3, 4 in the morning, writing on the back of matchbooks, some poems, whatever, verses. And at one point in time, I called everything I wrote matchbook projects. I wrote one poem when I started to save some things, salvage them from the matchbooks, literally. I wrote one called The Night Train, which was such a ballitic piece of writing. It became one of my favorites, and I changed the title of what I wrote from matchbook projects to The Night Train, Counts the Stars. Actually, I have no training in, literature. It just is. Most of the things I write have their own internal meter and rhyme. They are arithmetic, and I feel they can be easily transposed into lyrics for musicians. Where it comes from, I guess it's just a natural musical sense that I have in me. Not necessarily to play an instrument, but I hear it in my thoughts, in my head, and it comes out that way. I don't plan it. I really don't think about it. It's unconscious almost, but it is there.